Hello and welcome to World in 5. Zimbabwe today has confirmed receipt of close to 1 billion United States dollars from the International Monetary Fund. In a statement on Tuesday morning, Finance Minister Professor Muthuli Ncube said Zimbabwe received 961 million United States dollars under IMF's $650 billion special drawing rights allocation. Professor Ncube said part of the money is earmarked for the health, manufacturing, agriculture, education and mining sectors. Our correspondent Andy Hodges spoke to our correspondent Munasham Katlera earlier.
Thank you very much. $1 billion into the Zimbabwean economy. Welcome news. But how will it affect you and me? Well, the Minister of Finance has stated that some of that money will be spent on health and education. What does that mean? More hospitals in districts and all around the country, more equipment, drugs at cheap and affordable prices, and education, more classrooms, more schools to reach you and me, the citizens. But the Minister has also said one very important thing, in that the money must grow and must not be spent on unnecessary and unrecoverable expenditure. Back to you in the studio.
Earlier, we spoke to Business Weekly editor Herbert Jarare, who unpacked the impact of the IMF allocation that is expected to have on the country's economy.
I should draw you to what the central bank governor has said, that to date, about 1.7 billion has been injected into the productive sectors through the auction system. And today we are talking of $1 billion coming to Zimbabwe through these SDRs. This is going to have a huge impact on the economy. Just to have a snapshot on areas that are targeted: mining, agriculture, retooling of industries. If you look at the education system, health, these are areas that have been putting a lot of pressure in terms of foreign currency demand for the country. So if part of this money is going to cater for those specific areas that were mentioned by the minister, definitely it means as a country we are even likely to see rates coming down or rates stabilizing because of the impact of this money.
Economic analyst Professor Gift Mugano weighs in.
Beneficiary here should be AFC, and don't miss this point, and IDC. And if it goes to those two beneficiaries, we are done. They must do what the central bank is doing, or for putting a monthly update, on how this money has been allocated. And they should even go further and produce a report on what has been the impact on the economy. Those who are receiving the money, what are they doing?
Zimbabwe has to date received more than 8 million doses of vaccines. The bulk of the vaccine doses received so far were purchased, while some were donated. The 8.2 million doses received to date are enough to inoculate about 4 million people, with each person receiving 2 doses. To date, just over 2,300,000 people have been vaccinated since the start of the vaccination program in February this year. Zimbabwe plans to vaccinate 60% of its population before the end of the year to achieve herd immunity. Deputy Minister of Health and Childcare said more vaccines are on their way.
Nhomba idzi ndedzemahara. Hurumende, President vedu Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa vakatiisira mari parutivi yakawanda. Nhomba idzi dzatengwa dziri muno muZimbabwe. Nhasi tiri kutotambira imwe masikati zve1 million. Mari muzura takapatambira 1.5 million. Saka nhomba dzakazara chaizvo.
Reopening of schools in Zimbabwe is still in doubt. School reopening has been put on hold several times due to a spike in COVID-19 cases. To avert further inconveniencing learners, authorities have adopted online learning, but with many students failing to access gadgets and internet facilities, remote learning has not been a success and face-to-face learning may have to be reintroduced. However, the ministry says it is waiting for a review of the current lockdown measures. Primary and secondary education spokesperson Taunga Nandoro speaks.
No, we obviously will wait for His Excellency to guide us, give us the direction. Well, the follow-up meeting is going to happen after we obviously get the guidance. We've taken their submissions. They've provided us with their submissions, and they are being considered as part of a holistic approach of engagement to ensure that everybody is brought on board for the excellence of our education delivery system.
Meanwhile, teachers insist schools should reopen when safety measures are in place. ZIMTA Chief Executive Officer Dr. Sifiso Ndlovu speaks.
So, as of when schools open, it was very clear from the minister's position and also from union position that we will be guided by scientific evidence on the ground, which informs us to what extent the infection rate has gone down and is now controllable, and to what extent have we put mitigation measures like additional protective equipment or gear for schools and learners, for learners and in schools.
Hakainde Hichilema has been sworn in as Zambia's 7th president. The inauguration was witnessed by several leaders, including Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa, South Africa's Cyril Ramaphosa, and Botswana's Mokgweetsi Masisi. President Hichilema pledged to serve the people of Zambia well.
I will uphold and maintain the Constitution and the laws of Zambia, and that I will dedicate my abilities to the service and welfare of the people of Zambia.
Now in the world of sport, bearing last-minute changes, the Warriors trio of Marvelous Nakamba, Jordan Zemura and Tendai Darikwa is set to miss the Warriors World Cup qualifiers next month. Zimbabwe is one of the red-listed countries by the UK, and this means a 10-day quarantine will be needed upon return. ZTN spoke to Warriors manager Wellington Mpandare.
Quite a number of players, more than 5 players were supposed to come from the UK, and we worried. We've been talking to Bournemouth, and so even the players have been in touch with them. We worried that these players might not make it to for this game, but the French-based players have confirmed they are coming, but we are worried about those England-based players, and chances of them coming are 50-50. Like I said, we'll just wait on FIFA. Maybe they will come up with a position where there could be an agreement between the FA and their government to release these players so that when they go back, they don't go into quarantine.
On a sad note, George Shire will be remembered as one of the greatest footballers in Zimbabwe. The former 5-time Soccer Star of the Year who played for Dynamos died this morning at the age of 77. Mourners are gathered in Glenora and burial arrangements are yet to be announced. That is all we had for you today. Remember, you can also stay connected with us on Twitter at ZTN News and Instagram at ZTN. Stay tuned for Diplomatic Passport that's coming up next.